What's going on, Copa fam, and welcome to 2016, a whole new year of world football. We wrapped up 2015 with our biggest ever project, the In Search Of competition, where we found, with your help, 6 dedicated football fans who were going to tell a documentary about a football story in their region. This year, Copa90 is flipping the idea of what counts as football news and who brings that football news to you. And that's why we're going to kick off the series by taking you everywhere, from Santiago to LA, Rome to Casablanca, putting football fans at the heart of every story. Because at the end of the day, who knows this game better than those on the streets and in the terraces? But we're going to start in Chile, where Igal, one of our In Search Of finalists, has the lowdown on the story that has taken over the country, where Jorge Sampaoli, arguably Chile's most popular ever national team manager, has left the South American champions amongst mass hysteria and controversy.
This is a story of how FIFA's corruption has compromised the football identity of a nation. There have been months of tension since the FIFA scandal arrived to Chile. Sadly, the most successful coach in Chilean football history was in the middle of the storm. He signed a contract with the corrupt administration involving huge prices for the winning of Copa90's, unjustified payments, and money invested in tax haven. When this information became public, he felt betrayed. But eventually, Sampaoli quit. This is a huge deal here in Chile, because it is the end of a football era that began in 2007. Our manager is not just gone. This is about the greater effects of the FIFA scandal. It's not just about money. They are selling out for passion.
Incredible. I was with Igal only a few months ago in Chile, and the country's infatuation with Sampaoli was everywhere. For things to turn so bad so quickly really is such a shame, and it's a sign of this domino effect the FIFA scandal is having on the good of the game. But let's turn to something more positive now, where the MLS has now announced another license for another team.
Hey guys, it's Ben Hooper from Bumpy Pitch and the Original Winger, checking in with you from Los Angeles, California. Earlier this month, LAFC unveiled their new club colors and club crest, which comes on the heels of them announcing a 22,000 seat stadium located here in downtown Los Angeles. It's a pretty big day for soccer fans here in Los Angeles, as it gives us a team right in the heart of the city. It's going to create a great rivalry between the two teams here in Los Angeles, and we're looking forward to what's to come over the next couple of years.
I've been following the MLS quite closely for years now, and the one thing I noticed was Chivas USA's slow and really awful decline. I gotta admit, I'm pretty optimistic, but let's move on now to Rome, where things are definitely not as rosy in LA, where 2 of the most dedicated supporter groups are right up against the authorities in a fight for the terraces.
It all started in April 2015, where Franco Gabrielli was appointed as head of police. And then in June, the Lazio Roma made clear that some panels were going to be built to split the 2 curva, the 2 home hands, Curva Nord and Curva Sud, in order to make things easier for local authorities. And so Roma supporters started to say, okay, let's move this outside the ground, try to support the team outside the Curva Sud to see what happens. But they get fined for that. What's happening now is Roma and Lazio fans are traveling away, but they're not going to home games, and we don't know until when is it going to continue.
Watching that Roma story unfold, it always reminds me of the question I'm asked most about derby days. What was the best matchday experience? And usually I answer Roma Lazio, and believe me, it wasn't because of the 0-0 scoreline. Both the Curva Sud and Curva Nord of Roma and Lazio are so vital to their clubs, and the idea of them not being in the Stadio Olimpico, I can't even fathom it, especially in a year where they're both fighting for Champions League places, and even more so in a year where Francesco Totti might be playing his last ever season for Roma. But let's finish with a more positive story, where Ultras World have just returned from Casablanca and kindly shared the incredible footage they've captured of one of North Africa's most explosive match days, the Casablanca derby between Raja Casablanca and Wydad Casablanca.
I think that the ambience in all Moroccan stadiums, I think it has a relationship with our blood, because our blood is so hot. Moroccans, all Mediterranean countries. We are different from Europe. We are singing, we are chanting, we are supporting 90 minutes, and I think that is so different from Europe. That's why today the Moroccan Ultras scene is becoming famous, and everybody talk about it. But we should just keep working and don't say that we are the best.
Well, that's it for the first ever episode of New World of Football, the future of football news. Today we heard 4 very different footballing stories from 4 very different parts of the world. But as we all know, there are thousands of football stories going on every day, and we want to tell them with you. So make sure you subscribe to Copa90 and comment telling us which stories we should tell next, because we want to tell the news the right way, with you, the fans.